NCIS LA director Daniela Ruah has teased fans, revealing more information will be coming out about a certain character in her new episode Flesh and Blood. With the show entering its 14th season, which character will be explored more in-depth in Ruah's 5th episode with the show? Also, which missing characters from the show have been sending fans into an uproar? Firstly, will Ruah's directing style be changing in the new season? With NCIS LA entering its 14th season, the show's actor Daniela Ruah is returning to the director's chair for another episode. Ruah began working as a director on the show in its 12th season and has directed 4 episodes since then. Her 5th is set to be the November 6th episode titled Flesh and Blood. She claims that her directing style hasn't changed since her first outing in the show. She claims that she's always been very diligent in how she films, trying to make every detail as perfect as humanly possible. This won't be changing in her efforts for season 14. She has also talked about how a big part of being a director is being ready for all questions that come up, regardless of who's asking. She claims that the further she gets into her directing career, the more she falls in love with what she does. She says that her passion has grown exponentially since the beginning, which is something she doesn't see ending anytime soon. It seems like the only thing that will be changing in Ruah's directing moving forward is just how much she enjoys her work. Next, does Ruah prefer action or character when directing? When working on a show like NCIS, the director has plenty of opportunity to work on both action-packed scenes and scenes that show more about the characters of the show. With Ruah being an actor herself, she says that the intimate scenes speak to her on that level. She talks about the special experience that is watching actors become their characters and work at their craft to the best of their abilities. She goes on to say that NCIS has very little rehearsal time, so actors tend to find their footing during filming, which sounds like an amazing thing to witness as a director. With all that being said, Ruah says the action scenes tend to be more fun than the emotional scenes. Although they don't necessarily suit her unique skill set as much as emotional scenes do, she says nothing compares to the thrill of nailing a great action scene. She credits the experience of the cast and crew, specifically the special effects teams and stunt coordinators on the show, with how exciting action scenes can be to film on the show. She says she is in awe of the coordination that goes on to get everything done quickly and safely. It doesn't seem like Ruah prefers one style of scene over the other, and instead enjoys both for what they each bring to the table. So, what will Flesh and Blood bring to the table?
Nice try. You can't even look me in the eye and say that.
Ruah's 5th episode of the show is set to be one of her biggest yet. She sets the scene for what's going on in her episode. She says that the episode begins with a cold open where the victim is found dead on the floor with his blood all over his wife. Later in the episode, it will be revealed that she was not actually involved in the case despite what it looks like. She also discusses a shot fans can expect to see of some of the main characters getting ready in the morning. Ruah explained she was trying to capture the hectic nature of this universal experience. The scene will show Kensi, Deeks, and Rosa running around trying to get ready, scarfing down food and tearing the house apart looking for things. Ruah also explains the use of a specific wood-paneled car for Pam in the episode. She says that a lot of thought went into choices like this in the episode to fully accentuate the characters' personalities and lives. She goes on to explain that the case is not really the focus of the episode. Instead, it focuses on the characters and their own personal lives. There is one specific character who is explored much more in depth than usual during the episode. Up next, what did Ruah have to say about the 3-show NCIS crossover? Fans have a lot to be excited about in the NCIS universe, with a crossover between NCIS, NCIS LA, and NCIS Hawaii being set for release in January. Die-hard viewers of each show are likely clamoring for any specific details they can get about the epic crossover event. Luckily for them, Ruah has said the episodes have been filmed and that they turned out great from her perspective. She says she had a great time working with everybody, including plenty of actors she hadn't gotten the chance to work with before. She explains that the episode was a very difficult thing to coordinate and that she's incredibly impressed by how well things went considering this. She discusses how it was difficult for everyone pulling double days working on multiple sets to get the crossover finished alongside regular episodes of the show. Who exactly will be featured in the crossover is yet to be seen, and certain people being left out may lead fans to be upset with the final result. And now, what are fans saying about missing characters on the show? With the new season of the show beginning, fans have been upset about some of their favorites not being present in the series. Some vocal fans have taken taken to Twitter to voice their frustrations on the show's most recent episodes. Specific fans have claimed the recent series is frustrating them and that half the cast is missing each week, giving the show an inconsistent feel from episode to episode. Others have voiced the opinion that certain episodes have been great, except for the fact that certain characters haven't been present. Some fans have been handling it better than others, to say the least, with some fans simply hoping that the missing characters will be featured more heavily in future episodes. With cast members having busy schedules, several main characters have been forced to miss episodes this season, although fans can rest easy that nobody is planning a permanent departure from the show. So, which characters have been missing? In episode 4 of the show, fans were sent into an uproar online because some of their favorites were not featured at all. Deeks and Kensi, or Densi as fans call them, were not present in the episode at all. With many considering them their favorite part of the show, it makes sense why this would be a big disappointment. Although the episode had major plot developments for other characters, namely Agent Hanna and Devin Roundtree, fans were still upset with the missing characters. Unfortunately, fans of the show will likely have to get used to not seeing every character in each episode of the show moving forward. Aside from Deeks and Kensi in episode 4, LL Cool J and Chris O'Donnell will both be missing several episodes this season. What's next for Ruah's character, Kensi?
I think Kensi's a lot more hot-headed than I am. I think she tends to jump into action a lot faster than I would.
As fans likely know, aside from being a director on the show, Ruah plays the character Kensi. After being absent in episode 4 of the season, she keeps her cards close to her chest in terms of where things for Kensi are going. She does have one thing to reveal. She says, "I got some really good fight scenes coming up." She then gives credit to her stunt double, Shannon Murphy, who she claims takes care of the choreography in the fight scenes. She says Murphy takes care of most of the dangerous stuff, and that Ruah steps in for the easier parts. Essentially, Ruah is allowed to throw a punch or two, but when it's time to get into a car chase, that's when Murphy steps in. Ruah will be directing episode 14 later in the season as well, so fans of her directing style have something to look forward to after Flesh and Blood. And now, whose character is being explored in Flesh and Blood? With Ruah's 5th episode in the director's chair being a more character-based one, fans are probably wondering which characters will be explored. Luckily for fans who missed him in episode 4, it appears that Ruah will be focusing on Deeks, played by Christian Olsen, for a large part of the episode. She says that his past experiences will be better connected to Marnie Carpenter's character's past experiences with domestic violence. Aside from just Deeks himself, his mother Roberta will also be getting a spotlight in this episode. Mama Deeks, as Ruah refers to her, will have a chance to shine. There is a specific scene Ruah hints at between Deeks and his mother. She doesn't reveal too much about it, but she does say they will have a conversation at the end of the episode. The scene has some improvised lines from Roberta that fans can look out for in the episode. She praises Pamela Reed, who plays Roberta, for this scene specifically, going on to say, "I wish I could put in every single take that she does." Finally, have you been keeping up with NCIS LA this season? How do you feel about Deeks and Kensi being missing from episode 4? Are you excited to learn more about Deeks in episode 6 and to see him interact some more with his mom? How do you feel about Ruah's directing? Are you excited to see more episodes for her? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below and be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and as always, we'll see you next time.